Today I will be showing you how to make these knight swords, and the one that I'm going to make with you will be this one, the one with a thicker shaft. If you want to do this sword with the thinner shaft towards the handle, I'll talk you through that as we go along. So to make this one, you'll need about 70 to 75 gray rubber bands, 30 blues, 2 purples, and 3 reds. So let's get started. Taking 2 single rubber bands from the center peg, top peg, coming down 1, pushing it down. Taking 2 single gray rubber band and coming across like that on both sides diagonally. So from the top diagonally to the side second peg. Now let's take 2 single rubber bands and coming down 7 times on either side. And if you want to do the sword with the thinner shaft towards the handle, then come down 4 with 2 single rubber bands, and then come down 3 with the single rubber band. So this last 3 would be single if you want to do the thinner shaft. And then repeat on the other side. Again, if you want to do the thinner shaft, taking single rubber bands now. I'm doing 2 single rubber bands to make the thicker shaft, coming down 3 times. And now let's close up our sword, taking 2 single rubber bands and coming down diagonally like that, stretching out, skipping this one. Same on the other side, and if you're doing the thinner shaft, take a single and put it down like that. Now let's work the center of the sword, taking 2 gray, putting it down once from the top gray. That's the second peg to the third peg, and I'm doing the center color, I'm doing blue. So two single blues, and you're going to do that also for the thinner shaft, taking 2 single rubber bands down the center. We're coming down with blue. If you want to do blue, you can do whatever color you want. Coming down all the way to here. And the last one to connect it, I'm using 2 grays. Like that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets of blues, 2 single rubber bands, and then the last one will be gray. Now make the base of the sword where the gemstone will be. I'll connect it from where we put it last diagonally. Either side, repeat it, push down your rubber band. And then coming from the side diagonally. Like that. So you're creating a little diamond, and let's push it down and taking 2 single rubber bands, these are all 2 single rubber bands, and put it across like that from that peg to that peg. Taking 2 single rubber bands, pulling it all the way to the end of our loom. And now let's make the handle. So here I'm taking 2 rubber bands for the end of my handle and looping it 3 times. That's 2 single rubber bands, looping it 3 times on my hook. And you can use gray if you want. I'm using blue to add a little bit of color. Then taking 2 single rubber bands, and I'm pulling all the blue rubber bands onto the gray and looping it onto the hook. Same thing, another set of 2 grays, putting on my finger and on the hook and pulling the gray with the blue gemstone right onto my hook. And now I'm going to add a little bit of red. In this portion we're doing all on the hook. So taking my red, if you want to use a different color you can, I'm looping it 3 times on my hook. Now I want to add a little bit of blue. And you can use gray if you want, so 2 single blue. Pulling my red gemstone onto my blue rubber band, pulling one side of my base onto the blue, sticking my pointy finger, my index finger through, take my hook off, grab the other side, and pulling the blue rubber band through. So that's my handle. And if you want to, we'll add another gray set to make the handle a little longer, but you don't have to. I didn't do it here, but let's go ahead and just add the gray, and you can twist it around so we don't have to twist our rubber band like that. And now let's add it onto the end of our loom to add onto our sword. So that's the handle of our sword. And now let's make the side for our swords, taking a single blue, or whichever color you're using. I'm looping it 3 times to create 4 loops on my hook. Taking a single blue, double, and pulling the 4 looped rubber bands onto the single we just doubled and putting it onto the hook. And we'll repeat it one more time. Taking a single blue, double it, getting onto my hook and pulling it through. And you can scooch the center around so we don't twist our rubber band, and getting it onto a hook. And now let's add the little red gemstone. Taking a single red, loop it twice on a hook to create 3 loops. Taking a single blue, double it, get it on a hook, pull the gemstone through. Now scooch that part over that's on the hook, the blue, get one side onto the blue we just doubled. Get your index finger in. I know it's a little hard. Take the hook off that side, grab the other side, and pull the blue through. That gets now our red right onto in the center of that part of the sword. And now let's do another set. Taking a single, double it, and pull it through. Flip our part around so our rubber band on the hook doesn't twist, and slip it through. And let's do that one more time. Taking a single blue, double it, get it on the hook, secure it to our middle finger, pull with our index and thumb, grabbing the other side, twist it around, that center part, and looping it onto the hook. And now we are going to add it to this part of the sword. So we're making one for here and one for here, same thing. So let's loop it onto there. Let's do the other side. Taking a single blue, it's the same process, loop it 3 times to create 4 loops. Taking a single blue, double it, and pulling it right onto our hook like that. Again, single blue, double, put on a hook, pull it through, twist the center around so our rubber band doesn't twist. Take a single red to add to our gemstone, loop it twice to create 3 loops. Taking a single blue, double, pulling the red onto the rubber band. Now pulling one side, there should be 2 single rubber bands. Putting our index finger through. Take your hook, grab the other side, pull that through, getting our red onto that rubber band. And let's repeat it. Single blue, double, pull it through, twist the center around so our rubber band doesn't twist. Another time. Twist the center around. And now let's go ahead and add it to the other side. There's the sword. Now let's make the center gemstone. Taking 2 single rubber band, whatever color you want, mine will be purple, and looping it 3 times on my hook like that. That's 2 single rubber bands, looping it 3 times. Taking a single gray, double it, get it on my hook like that, and pulling the gemstone right onto the gray rubber band. And we are going to slide it or put it on the loom across like that. Let's put some holding rubber bands, taking a single rubber band, double it, and we'll pull it across, and we'll come down single rubber band, double all the way down. These are holding rubber bands, single, double for each pegs there, single, double. And if you want to add gemstone, now is the time. You can put it on the holding rubber bands by sliding it through like we did for these ones. Same kind of deal when we put the red in. So single, double. I'm not going to put any gemstones on there. Single, double. Just continue down our sword for our holding rubber bands. There. Now we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 holding rubber bands down our sword. Now we are ready to loop. Go under that last peg in the center, grabbing the bottom 2 bands, and hold down and loop it onto itself. The next peg, grabbing the top 2 and looping it onto itself, and you can pull your gemstone to the center if you want. You can fix it later. Go under that peg again, grabbing the next 2, top 2, and looping it onto itself, and the last 2, looping it onto itself. And now go under the blue, go all the way to the bottom, grabbing the bottom 2 and looping it onto itself. And if there's any tension, release it with your hook. Again, other side. Go all the way under, inside that peg, grab the bottom 2, and looping it onto itself. Now we're above that gemstone, the purple one. Go all the way under, pull all the rubber band back, grabbing the top 2, and you should see it teardrop forming to the center peg there. Go back in, grab the next top 2, and mine's coming to the left, looping it onto itself, back in, grabbing the last 2, and looping it onto itself. And you should see teardrops catching all your rubber bands. And now let's go up the side of our sword. We'll work the sides first. Just go up your side, reaching in, grabbing the bottom 2 bands. Don't loop up the holding rubber bands. And looping it up to the top peg, and repeat on the other side. And I'm doing the center last, so that way it'll hold my swords together. The top won't be flimsy. So let's continue up the sides. and looping it lastly on the top peg. And now let's do the center. Go under. We want to see teardrops forming. We're almost done. Last 2 sets of rubber bands and looping it onto that center peg. Now taking a single to make a slip knot rubber band, go in that peg, pull it up and create your slip knot. And let's go ahead and take it off the loom very carefully. There's your sword. You can push the gemstone through if you want, or you can show a little bit on either side. That's up to you. You can adjust your sword how you want it. So that's your knight sword. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching.